Yo! Video games.
Green or rotten.
Green or rotten.
I know you have to do.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Take damage again. Because it puts you in red, right? Oh, no, yellow. Stealthy, thank you! Thanks for the tier 3. Can you actually eat that egg?
No.
Or is green like max green, max full?
Yeah.
It's not like Resident Evil where you're like kinda fine, even though not fully fine.
Yeah, you don't know for sure.
You don't know if like you're actually at full health or not.
So there's a void in the middle.
Yes, it's weird.
No, that.
Actually, it makes things able to place much easier because you know the shotgun
It has to
and the
be there.
rifle kind of like
Yeah.
have to go over there.
It makes it more difficult.
Makes it more difficult.
You're not playing this one right now. It makes it extremely difficult, and I have to really like think. So yeah, please don't backseat me. Probably one of the hardest puzzles ever. Ready, Steve? Or Max? Or JJ?
I think it's Steve's turn.
Yeah.
These are like the harder levels. You guys are giving me the harder levels. I didn't even play this game.
That's not even 40. It's like 40 levels.
Yeah.
We're like halfway through.
You're a 40 level.
Bam! So those fish, well, since you're like...
Do I eat the fish?
You can
Those fish
will hurt you.
will make you lose health. You're at full health now.
Push triangle?
Triangle to like use.
So I press X to set it first and then use it. So if you use it, you see how it damages you? So the idea is to get rid of as much stuff to fill the other attaché case, right?
Right.
So
I can get in red right now by eating the other one. Or will they
you can, but you don't need.
Don't do it.
You don't need to be in red.
Okay.
Combine
Like
those?
the idea is to get rid of as much healing.
Let me figure it out. Let me say that this one damaged, that one heals.
We've been here for a hot minute, and you've seen. So, we gotta go. Now use that.
Yeah.
Now eat.
Now you want to damage yourself again to get rid of the other healing and yada yada yada.
Okay, alright.
Resident Evil stuff. You know?
Alright.
Except in RE you can't damage yourself.
Not from this screen now.
Okay, so there you go.
Alright.
We gave Steve
Actually-
the gist.
I don't know if there is anything you can eat that hurts you. I don't think so.
There's a rotten egg in RE5.
5, yeah.
And the golden egg is full heal in both games.
Well, I thought you eat it, you only get like a little bit of health.
I think rotten egg
There's
is
3
actually
egg types. There's regular, brown, and gold.
that's an RE4.
4 and 4, and each
So yeah,
one.
like the bad one only heals you like very tiny.
Yeah, you get a little bit, you get a chunk, and then it's like
Yeah.
full heal for a
Didn't
gold.
they get rid of the attaché case completely in 5?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
yeah. It was just the 3x3 grid was
There were still eggs and shit.
like they did it in the for kind of like for the sake of like, okay, you don't have to pause it. There's no more like stopping the action, and it doesn't affect online.
Because it was clearly that was the online part of it. Was probably the
Yeah.
big reason. Because the game was so.
How do you flip it?
I mean, I haven't.
What are the-
RB,
LB.
RB or LB, yeah.
LB.
LB.
I almost forget that like that entire game's existence was for co-op. Like
Yeah.
everything about it was designed around co-op. You know.
Yeah. It was kind of a bummer too because it's like, oh, you're wearing knee pads. It takes a whole square of your 9 squares total.
Yeah, the armor.
Where it's like if you buy body armor in 4, it just goes on you automatically.
That's right. It was a 3x3 grid. It was
Yeah.
a very small grid.
It was kind of annoying. I get why they did it though for online.
And funny, being the creatively bankrupt RE5,
So
honestly one of the
facing
best
left?
Capcom games ever made.
It can't face right.
No, you can't flip.
You can't flip.
You can only
You can
turn.
only rotate
Just
that one
rotates.
direction.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
I'm full like, in the same way that I'm like an Avatar stan and like nobody seems to like that movie. I'm a full-on Avatar stan and I'm actually an RE5 stan because I never played the game single player.
RE5 is one of the better RE games, I think, overall.
It actually is, yeah, I think so.
Overall, it is one of the better, more fun RE games. But,
I think it's substantially better than RE3 Remake, and they're pretty similar games.
yeah. Its biggest problem is that it sucks single player.
Yeah, and that's something I've just never experienced.
It's something you don't
Then
want to
don't play
experience.
single player. I probably
It's something you don't want to experience.
I probably played Resident Evil 5 single player like twice. in my entire life.
It's not fun.
I think I farmed gems off of liquors,
Yeah.
and that was like
There's that
literally
one.
it.
Yeah, there's that one liquor area where it's like they all crawl up from like
Yep.
the mine shaft area.
That sucks.
No, you can put it in the bottom. You can swap places with that blue thing down there.
See, so I could select it, push square, and then it puts it here, but then I have to.
You have to put it into an empty spot on the right.
So I have to actually move it over.
No, you don't. Just press square,
Yeah.
and then it flips the panel.
Square.
So then move it down. There you go.
Oh, that's why. Because
It was on the gun.
Yeah, okay, that's why. I was like, what the fuck? I doing this together.
Shit.
Nah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I played through RE5's campaign like Jesus, probably like 10 times. In variety of difficulties and stuff. And last time I did it with Steve.
It does start to suck when you get to the end, like at the factory in the boat.
Yeah, it starts to
And the
slog
guys
a
have
little
like,
bit.
the AKs and they're just like you're just on like the conveyor belts.
That area's
Well,
not
that's the problem is that zombies with guns never work.
And I feel like the only time it kind of worked was 5, because that was like the first time they did it, and
Yeah,
it was like
it's
obviously,
introduced.
like they were like, okay, it's just Ganados with guns.
Yeah,
you know.
it's like
And did Ganados have guns in 4? They did. They had RPGs and all this
They
like
had
crazy
RPGs,
stuff.
crossbows, and then JJ had a minigun.
Minigun. Was 6 good? I mean, 6 is the most like
No.
6 out of 10 game in the world. Nothing about it is exemplary. That's the problem. It's just like very neutral, you know.
it's fun for the like maybe the first part, like first half.
Leon's part is kind of
Leon, yeah.
Everybody knows that Leon's like is like the best of that.
Leon's first part, and then the rest
Sort
of it is
of, but then they're like
American
the fart monster
catacombs
comes out,
stuff.
Yeah. American catacombs with knights, and then just like, oh god, and then like in the plane thing, and the big fart monsters in the plane.
Yeah, terrible.
6 is too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The video game.
Wait a minute. Does he even have enough space? Because there's only 6 spaces there. Oh, there is 6 spaces on that thing. Never mind.
They're in a wacky configuration.
Stevie, thank you.
Six, definitely the worst mainline. Honestly, I'd rather play 6 than Code Veronica. Yep. Oh, well, that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's almost ideal, but
Well, you have 1 spot left at the bottom.
To figure out what to do with that pistol, though.
yeah.
Or disagree? Pff, I don't know.
Oh,
Code Veronica is
see
not
it.
fun to play. Here, let me put this thing in the eye of the security deposit box and go around the metal detector and go back and forth, back and forth.
no, Code
back-
Veronica has some of the worst backtracking I've ever in a game.
Only second to Resident Evil 0.
Yeah, and Resident Evil 0 is like backtracking is part of the game.
Like 6 is bad. Don't get me wrong.
You know,
but
it
like,
was Devil May Cry 2. That backtracking on Devil May Cry 2 was.
I don't even remember DMC2 having a lot of backtracking.
Oh my
I remember
God.
just being bad.
It just being bad altogether.
yeah.
Same problem.
Still missing one.
Same problem.
Like, Code Veronica has
it's
some
okay if you
redeeming
like it.
qualities, and then there are just some parts of the game where it's like, you really want me to go back there again? Really?
Yeah.
You want me to go back again? And then it's like, and then like 10 minutes later, you want me to go back again? Like, I can't believe it. Like, within a span of such
There
a
you
short
go.
period of
Yeah.
time,
I think I got
you're
it.
just running up and down the map. The map is not changing. Nothing is actually changing.
There you go.
Yeah, as soon as you put it on that side.
But I think Code Veronica might be overall less annoying than RE0. Maybe.
I'll start.
I just
RE0 is one of the most annoying games I've ever.
0 and Code Veronica. When you think about it, like 6 is not good, but like, which one do I want to? Which one would I rather have to play through again? It's like I don't want to play through Code Veronica or 0.
And the whole point of like backtracking, every Resident Evil game is backtracking, clearly. But the backtracking needs to lead to new things.
Well, and then there's good backtracking where it's like you opened up this door, you unlocked this connector, so now you're kind of like you're creating shortcuts as you kind of go or whatever.
The environment is changing around you as you are revisiting it, which is fine. That's like the way you do it. That's why RE2 has like immaculate pacing.
Yep.
Because every time you revisit something and return to a new area, something is like changed, and you're getting access to a new area.
There's liquor now. There's this character now. That there's something else. Yeah.
So when you backtracked in Code Veronica, you went to an area and there was just nothing there.
Dude, you just ran back and forth with the whole map, like I'm not even kidding you, like up and down 3 times in the span of like an hour. I was so pissed, and like nothing was different. It was awful. Like I'm like, this is the gameplay.
Yeah.
They're sniper bullets.
Yeah, I don't know which is which, so I'm like...
That's sniper, I'm
Even
pretty sure.
in God of War, when you went back, there was like at least the old enemies came back.
Yes. Well,
yeah, at least. You know what I mean? So there was like nothing there in Code Veronica, which is kind of hilarious.
I think Code Veronica 0. I think I'm gonna make y'all mad. I think they kind of suffer from how old were you when you first played it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it is a lot of nostalgia, and I can even admit games that are like very nostalgia ridden, and like you just have really good fun feelings of them.
Yeah.
But I pretty much came with like the last time I played Code Veronica before, I don't know, RE8 came out or something like that. I gave it the official memorandum. This game sucks. I was like, this game sucks.
At the very beginning.
Yeah, the very beginning.
Yep.
I'd say that Resident Evil 5 was the best co-op game for its time.
Yes.
If you really liked like the stop and pop gameplay of it, absolutely.
Stop and pop?
Yeah, stop and pop is kind of what they call the whole. It started with 4, where it's just like, you stop, aim, stop.
I hated that. I actually hated
like
that.
stop and pop.
Yeah,
So JJ, there's a Resident Evil thing that I'll have to tell you about because you're doing the same thing again. When you do 3 herbs together, it full heals you. So go back to menu, because it's if you don't know this about Resident Evil and the way its herb system works, now you.
I think she can actually still beat this because she is getting rid of this herb again.
Yeah.
And that's what you need? Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think she can actually beat it now. I think
you don't have an herb anymore, so you're okay.
Yeah.
But the old gimmicky Resident Evil thing is that 3 herbs put together max heals you, and then you could like not do that and then have the extra herbs sitting on the side.
So you can't overheal yourself. You
can't.
Yeah.
I mean, technically not. As long as you had a way to damage yourself to bring your life back up, like red, what is it? Red and green, full heal, but green and yellow, partial heal. Green alone, even smaller heal. Weird gimmick.
Okay, what about purple and pink?
There's no purple and pink.
There's right. I saw it.
Where?
It was right. You didn't see the purple? It was right there.
Go tell your stream.
Chat. He's missing. Yeah, he's gonna miss it.
If you see purple and pink, you put it in the stink.
Whoa.
What?
Huh?
Click.
You got a long nose.
I think the other gun went in first because that long snout came in.
What's that, dude?
That's not what it was. I don't remember what I did.
Yeah, like that. Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long snout, go across.
Gun's got a 69.
It sucks there's only one way rolling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can flip it around.
We're playing Tetris on the CDI here?
Yeah, that's what I'm idea.
You can flip it and dip it.
This Warzone rifle. What? News shit.
Poison. Oh, gunpowder.
Red gunpowder can be used as a component of handgun and magnum ammo. So what is this, a modifier? Blue gunpowder, a component of machine pistol and rifle ammo.
So you combine
red,
blue. Yeah. Wow, Max, you had such a hard one here.
This one's very difficult.
Jeez. Dang.
So hard.
I don't know how he was gonna do this.
New mechanics.
Teach it first. Work your body to work your body. Work your body to work your body. Work your body to work your body. Hey, this is supposed to be on 64. Uh-huh.
Quickly, ads.
So
Can
this
I
is-
skip the ad?
This is also obviously fan made, but who is the fan that made this?
A guy. Or girl. Or they.
Oh, there you go. Oh no, dude, this is crazy. You still got the machine gun.
Uzi. Yes.
Whoa.
Uzi.
Okay, this one is.
Uzi Scoozy.
This one's bananas.
I like banana.
Next up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I like bananas.
No,
As long as they don't kill him.
Yeah.
I eat like a banana a day. Because of this baby. 'Cause she likes them.
Do this.
Bananas are really good for you, though.
Potassium.
Don't say that. Ooh.
Interesting.
Sounds like you can't use it at all.
Oh, so we got fun stuff.
But
Oops.
the game! You exited the game!
No, I wanted
I
to
can't believe
start
there's an
over.
exit button that was for the game and it doesn't. It didn't give you a
we
warning.
started over several times. It wasn't an exit.
It didn't give you the actual. It says, "Hey, do you want to leave the game?" And you're like, "Yes or no."
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't give you the prompt.
We're back.
That's what exit is. Exit is the game.
Holy crap! Oh,
So, I mean,
exit the game.
Dark Soldier, thank you.
Shotgun.
yeah, I guess that's it. Wow. Interesting. Let's see.
That's machine pistol.
Oh.
So if you want to restart its menu, and then you just select the one again.
Couldn't you press circle out?
Thanks.
Press circle. Never mind.
I have to make the right bullets.
Yeah, you did. You actually, I think you did it the first
You
try.
do have to
the
make the right
first time.
You
bullets.
have to make rifle bullets, and then you have to make shotgun.
Do it like that. Unfortunately, that leaves
And then is it blue, green and green?
Shotgun.
for shotties.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was running out of the way.
yeah. But I think it's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Too bad you can't shoot yourself.
Yeah, I was about to say. And then you shoot yourself in the leg and eat 2 eggs.
Yes.
Just like real life.
Ooh, you don't have enough space. Boom, 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 boom.
Holy horse,
Went the wrong
bro.
way. Oh, that might work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I used to do
Yeah.
this when I used to work at the Hyatt.
Murderin, thank you.
Get all the people's luggage and you just figure out how to Tetris your way through putting stuff into their.
There's videos
The
of
bag
people
and
in airports.
Oh yeah, airports
Yeah.
that well, yeah.
You
I got it.
got it.
Let's go, baby.
Well, you know what? You know what?
You gotta get up with flex like seconds.
Flex.
How do you?
Red and blue do not combine.
So red and blue do not combine. What do you got there?
Well,
Well, that made rifle ammo for the non-existing rifle.
Yeah, you gotta start over then.
well, yep. That sucks.
Beep 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 beep.
Red makes pistol.
Red.
Blue makes machine gun.
A little Uzi.
For the Uzi. Green makes shotgun. That's Magnum.
Oh yeah, it's good.
So that's what you need.
And then yeah,
There
you just
you
got
go.
one extra that you have to figure out how to piece together.
This is pretty awesome.
It's X to switch between panels, Steve.
My idle
square.
animation.
Or square, sorry, not X, square.
My idle animation.
They don't have PlayStation prompts on this.
Let's see.
Mac, thank you.
This would be.
Yeah, the Uzi's always weird.
Okay.
Let me start with that.
Yeah, this would be it.
Ah, okay.
That'd be my idle
Yeah, squares
animation.
always mess up my head.
That looks good.
That's probably yeah. I know what I'd do. Not that one. That could work too. No.
No.
Fortunately, you can't flip that gun horizontal.
That's what's so annoying.
That's what I was saying.
Weave.
We have to.
Let me try the other
But then there's too many options though.
Yeah.
You have to keep it.
That would make it way
simple.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could just flip things.
He probably thought about it and he's like, yeah, you know, there's,
You can't flip things in real life, so.
That's true. That's true.
it's like impossible.
Yeah.
Try to flip Simmons right now, Steve.
Yeah, it's
Flip them.
flip Simmons right now.
yeah, it's
Lestrange. It's physically impossible.
Boing.
I can only flip him this way.
Stay Maloney. Appreciate it, guys. Strange, what's up, dude?
Lestrange.
That RE8 DLC comes out this month, doesn't it?
Comes out
Okay.
right around the same time as God of War,
Zag.
from what I understand.
And Bayo 3.
And actually that was the game. It was Bayonetta 3.
I really liked RE8, but it kind of like fell out of my mind space real quick.
Yeah, I beat it twice.
Like I beat it, and I dicked around with it a little bit more after that, and I'm like, cool,
yeah. RE8 was.
it was good.
It was
Yeah,
good.
It was good. It was a good game. It's just it wasn't as
Slightly like,
impactful as
I mean,
part 7.
Yeah, I don't think it
Well-
left as much of an impact.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I said this as I was playing. I was like, you know what? You know, to me, I was that little jump scare in the woods. It felt like a little too tryhardy.
which one?
No, not the
So
woods. When you were doing the puzzle, like look up 752. and-
Yeah, you look at the number, and then the guy.
and then,
I go, I was like,
That
oh.
one got me good.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you guys did the old school.
Oh, you figured it out now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you guys are doing the old school.
And that ruined the whole video game for you.
It didn't ruin the whole video game. It was just like, oh, is this what they're doing now? Like that's how my.
But that was
my-
only.
I thought it was good because it was like, yeah, I'm focusing on this puzzle.
Yes, but that,
Clearly, I'm looking for this thing. Ah!
right. But I mean, like, that's like the cheapest way to scare somebody because you see,
Steve.
dude, it's been in like commercials. Like they used to do that, like
Steve,
flash animations.
I hate
years
to break
ago.
it to you. Can you think back to the first time you were scared in Resident Evil 1?
Where you were running
You're done. Press
Down the
start.
hallway,
Yeah, you're running down the hallway, and then you thought everything was okay,
and then a dog
And then
jumped out of a
right.
window and
Oh,
jumped
yeah.
scared you.
Now, the difference between that and having you stare at something is that they didn't try to get me to focus on anything. The fact that they knew you were thinking that was just going to be a regular run through is how I thought that was a little bit more smarter way to do it.
All I gotta say is that Resident Evil is jump scares the game.
I get that. I totally get that. But when I see the what is it?
Combine
Newgrounds do
Green makes
here.
shotgun.
This is a way to
Red
scare
makes
people. You get them to focus on something, and then all of a sudden,
Blue
and then
sheet
they
gun.
do it as a professional movie or a professional game. I'm like, oh, they're just doing the thing that's been done years ago on Newgrounds. It's like, okay, I get it. I mean, it was just it felt cheap to me.
You know, that was like 2 seconds out of like a 20-hour game.
No, I know that. But I mean, the fact that they're like, this is what they can come up with, it was just funny to me.
Oh.
Blue in Resident Evil's submachine gun.
Because most of the other game wasn't really that scary to me anyway. It was fun and it was cool, and I love the story.
What's red and blue?
But
Resident Evil hasn't really been scary since like the first game, really, though.
7, man. 7 frightened the shit out of me.
7 was scary as fuck.
7 was scary
because
as
we
fuck.
played it. Oh, we played it.
And you know why? Because the atmosphere is how they built that fright.
I mean, Capcom even heard the reason RE8 changed the way it did is because they got too many complaints that 7 was too scary.
That's true. I remember reading that. I'm like,
It
why?
literally changed the way the
like,
game
why?
was.
Yeah, dude, whoever said that, get the hell out.
To be frank, it came from Japan.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Japanese audiences says they couldn't finish the game because it was too scary. So then they pretty much went back to more actiony.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There is a difference,
babies, bro.
There's a difference between jump scares and actual true fear, and I think
It's atmosphere.
The problem.
And I think Resident Evil 7 encompassed fear as opposed to
Jump scares.
Resident Evil 8.
The problem I had with it, and this is just me being old man or whatever, like Sakurai talked about it too, where he was talking about, I don't know, it was one of the REs or something where he's saying like he was watching or playing an RE game, I think it was 7, maybe even in VR. And there's a part where like, I think it's when Margaret like covers you with like maggots or whatever, or bees or whatever. And he's like, normally this would be scary for everyone. I'm just sitting here thinking about how great a job the animators did on these bugs. Like he's just thinking about it analytically or whatever. And it's like the scariest moment of RE7 to me is when you have to go up into the attic and it's all dark. The ball drops down. You have to pull the arm off the little corpse in the attic. And I'm sitting there going, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's gonna happen. And like I was like so prepared for like we're gonna get in there, it's gonna be spooky, you can get to the end, and then it's gonna be this death-defying thing to get out of there. Yup. So I was too anticipating it.
Dude,
Yeah.
in VR, I couldn't even. It took me a while to finish it.
Couldn't even breathe.
I couldn't even breathe. I went out of my chat and I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to take a second, chat.
Yeah.
that
There's
shit-
definitely some moments in VR where you gotta take breaks.
Yeah, and that, like, when I was in VR, I was going through that, I was like, holy, I can't, dude. I'm like, and it's funny, you did the same thing, like, all right, we're gonna take a break right now because,
I don't want to go in there.
yeah, I don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. You got games like RE7. You got games like, or demos like
There's no
PT
bullets for them.
that are really good at understanding how
Red and
to
Blue
implement
make
that.
anything?
That fear
Does red and
into
blue
you
make anything?
before the jump scare even hits, because
can't mix them
RE7 did
together?
have jump scares, so did PT, but it was the atmosphere that brought you to that point that let you be aware or not even unaware of what could happen
Ripley,
around
come here.
the corner.
Get the dead.
And then you have games like RE8, where you didn't really feel that, so they had to import it somewhere in the game to make you feel that. Otherwise, you're just playing it.
I don't know, I just felt like 7 felt like it was to me it was as telegraphed as any Resident Evil game ever. It was like, this is gonna be a spooky part. There will be something that comes out of here, or like we'll hunt you here. Or
No, not an RE7 or RE8.
7, both.
Oh my god, no way.
Like I saw them like, yep, something's gonna happen here somehow.
No way. In RE7, there was a part, and I actually saw like a random streamer playing RE7. He was, so he was downstairs in the kitchen area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to, I think it was the hallway where you're supposed to go outside, and he was looking in the closet. And legit, the mother, I forgot her name. Margaret literally just walks through I think it was either her or the,
Yeah, when you're
Frank.
going for the first part where she's like walking with the lantern around.
Yeah. So she walked, or he did, walked in the background, and he didn't see it. He was looking at his phone or something like that. He didn't see what's happening, and I didn't ever seen that
That's
before.
just kind of on him then. He was looking at the ground or whatever.
Well, listen. So, he didn't notice it.
Why do you keep
I never seen it before. And neither did anybody in the chat. And so the chat was freaking out. And he was like, what's going on? Like, and he looked up and was like, damn, why is everybody freaking out? So I clipped it. I sent it to him. He read back, so what happened? And then he saw him walk by and he freaked out. It wasn't the fact that was just there and this is the part where scary stuff happens. It's the fact that the entire atmosphere sets up to where you don't know what the hell is going on.
That's just me. But I'm just saying I'm like just a grumpy, cynical little person where it's just kind of like I'm just like sitting here. I'm like,
you are.
They're just setting this up so you can be creeped out because they're like Mia or whatever her name was is gonna pop out and go
Right, but you see, the idea is that you don't know when it's going to happen because
I feel like the demo is better almost about it, where it's like you turn around and like just a bunch of mannequins are standing there.
yeah, and it's freaking you out.
What? Like the weird stuff like that.
Yeah, because you know something's going to happen somewhere. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I think that's where the real key is coming from. Especially when you're in an environment where everything can come out you.
I think it was very good. I'm not going to say like they did anything wrong. I'm just kind of like, I play too many video games.
Yeah.
I've seen too much stuff where I'm like...
The same thing with movies. Like, I've seen too many movies to the point where nothing scares me anymore. So when I see something like, let's say, what was it? Guillermo del Toro? What's his name? Something?
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro. When I saw that old movie, it's called Mama. Now, that movie had no blood. It had no gore. It was pure fear. And I was like, this is a rated PG. This is going to be trash. Yeah. But it had his name on it. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try.
You mean tension?
Yeah. I saw it and I was scared out of my fucking mind because of the fact that he created an atmosphere where the whole thing was dreadful. Frightening. It was fear. Yeah. And I loved it. I couldn't believe I was actually afraid in a movie again for like the longest time. And,
well, if I can't watch, you better watch yourself before I send some mods on you.
And once again, like, it's the same thing about what is actually scary, because the immediate human reaction to gore is a different reaction than to fear.
Yeah.
Like you're afraid that you're going to get like hurt, right?
Yeah.
And then that is like one thing, and then the fear of like, oh god, like the cringe factor. That's a completely different kind of fear.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get make people feel that way.
I actually,
and which is I think are
who's
cheap
better at that?
That's
Eli Roth. Eli Roth thinks gore is horror.
Right.
His films, there's like no horror. It's just gore.
Yeah.
This is not scary. This is just gross and disgusting.
I actually liked.
He'd be horrified.
I liked Mr. X. I thought Mr. X was actually. I think Mr. X to me was more scary until you realize he wouldn't go into certain rooms. Mr. X was more scary fun for me because it wasn't like a pop-out scare, or it wasn't kind of like,
it was dread.
The atmosphere. It was just kind of like
dread.
You walk. Well, it's like you walk into a room and all of a sudden, like this guy is lifting the helicopter. The whole helicopter out of the way. And you're like, oh,
so that's how strong he is, and that's what I have to face.
The best example of like just non-stop like balls to the wall dread, where it's just like this thing will not let go, is the original Blair Witch movie.
Yeah.
Blair Witch. There's no gore. There's none of that stuff. It's all establishment and then just nothing but dread. And it just gets worse and worse and worse.
You know what?
And you don't see anybody die.
You know what it is? It's the conversations between the characters and what
that's the dread and the drama.
Yeah. What they're actually creating. You know what I mean?
I like the whole thing where it's just kind of like you're. It's not about like the unknown or like what's good like the scary Gaddick or whatever. You gotta walk through this fun house.
Yeah.
To me, it's like
those jump scares.
It's more like, okay, here's the thing right in front of you, and it's like you have to think quick on your, think quick. Mm-hmm. What am I gonna do to get out of this? How am I gonna get out of this? Not necessarily like I don't know what's there. It's like no, here's Mr. X. He's there. You can hear him. You can see him. It's how are you going to get out of this?
Yeah. That's what Resident Evil 1 did, because you didn't know if you had enough herbs, or you didn't know if you were going to get to a save point in time.
Well, one was kind of like a mixture of both, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the whole tension of like, oh God, Mr. X, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Kind of thing.
See, so here's the thing. A lot of people probably didn't like RE5 because it didn't really have anything scary in it.
That's why
it was an action game.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I love 4, but 4 wasn't my bag because it wasn't scary. It had good tension, but it wasn't scary. But to me, what I loved for Resident Evil was just the scare factor.
Yes.
But 4 is amazing. I'll give it that.
Sure. It just didn't feel like my kind of Resident Evil.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't spooky.
Yeah.
A problem I have too with spooky games is like when it comes to like jump scares or whatever. I'm like it's scary exactly one time.
Yeah. 100%. I think
that's it.
Unless you forget it. Which could, I guess it could happen. I forgot what happened.
That's the thing about Ethan Must Die. Is that the fact that it's different every single time.
They treat it like a roguelite.
Yeah.
Where things are in different locations.
Yep.
Items you get are different every time.
Yeah. So they knew it's like, okay, this is going to be scary every single time. And even the single player, at times I can go back and be like, holy crap, this is frightening, just because of the atmosphere of the house itself.
Well, it's honestly one of the reasons why I don't grind out games while I will, like, give myself a few years in between a playthrough. And not remember every single nitpicky minor detail to be like, oh, I kind of forgot that happened.
Oh, Max, I'm telling you now, my chat told me that you beat God of War, but you never fought all the Valkyries.
No.
If you go back and you fight all the Valkyries, good luck.
Well, I'm gonna play it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I know.
How many Valkyries did you beat?
All of them.
You beat all of them?
Yeah, I beat all of them.
Good lord.
My God.
Oh, you're a maniac.
Dude, those Valkyries are the hardest thing in the game. To hell with the game itself.
If you beat the Valkyries, you can beat Elden Ring. I believe that I believe that Valkyries are harder than the Elden Ring bosses.
We had a conversation about that in my chat, and the reason probably why I don't like Dark Souls and Elden Ring and stuff like that. I like Devil May Cry. I like God of War. And you want to know why? It's the combat. It's the combat.
The combat feel.
Yes.
The feel of combat.
I'm playing Elden Ring. I'm playing Dark Souls. I'm going shing, shing, roll, die.
I feel it's a little apples to oranges.
Yes.
It is real time.
Yes.
But it is a little apples to oranges a bit.
So that's probably the reason.
I do agree kind of with you 100% on this. Like, I just generally like the feel of combat games.
It has to be good combat.
Well, because it feels like you have more control or options of what you can and I don't know. It's just a different feel. It's a whole different thing.
It's kind of why I enjoy Roboverse. It's because the fact that the characters can do so much. They go around and do crazy stuff. What is it? Ninja Scroll, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, God of War. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. Did I say Ninja Scroll? Ninja Gaiden. Sorry, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, it's
all
weird.
Those games have crazy control, and imagine those games in those characters in an Elden Ring environment.
Well, I mean, I've been saying this forever. It's not the combat that makes Souls games amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So Max even knows. Yeah.
I love Bloodborne, and are you going to get me to defend? I think Bloodborne has some of the best combat in most of the Souls games. But Neo trounces it. Trounces any Souls game. Like the Souls-like combat that comes from Team Ninja is substantially better. Yeah. In my personal opinion.
You know what though? Ghost of Tsushima has pretty simple combat, but it's fun.
Ghost of Tsushima is a matching game. It's like the enemy does this, I do that. Yeah. The enemy does this, I do that. And there's like only so many options.
Hard counters.
You're essentially doing Simon Says.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the only problem. Like, it's really, but the nice part about it, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah. The nice part about it is it's extremely, extremely polished.
Don't forget the Uzi every time.
I know, I just realized.
Like, the combat, even though it's super simplistic in Ghost of Tsushima, it's still fun though.
Yeah.
It's so polished and looks so good that you feel amazing when it happens.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. I think combat doesn't necessarily have to be amazing. It has to be satisfying.
Yeah, and then that's the polish. The polish makes it satisfying.
Yeah, and it's weird. I get a lot of satisfaction with Elden Ring. With Elden Ring, I have a lot of satisfaction.
Crazy builds. They're discovering a build.
Discovering the build.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this build is cool. This build is great. Yeah, it's not Devil May Cry, but I'm doing cool stuff.
But that's the
thing. And I get to play the game different with each weapon and stuff.
It is nice, but the general act of swinging any sword or weapon just is kind of like
heavy slashes. You know what? I see that a lot, Simmons, in tanky knights of like a round table type of games. Those old school
weapons have heft.
Yeah, exactly. Those big hefty freaking.
The thing that makes Elden Ring like comparable is the fact that there's so many options. They just throw the kitchen sink of all Souls games.
You can customize,
and you just get to come up with the most ridiculous OP thing.
Oh yeah, that's what that to me it was like. That's what I loved about it.
And that's like the big difference between games like Bloodborne and Elden Ring, where it's like, I'm just going to big brain this.
Yeah. The combat is different in it's satisfying in a different way than God of War. God of War,
it's an apples to oranges.
Yeah, it's an apples to oranges. God of War, I'm doing this cool stuff. Like in Elden Ring, I'm like, well, if I could change this and build this here and do this, and then I have this crazy.
God of War is what is typically called character action game.
Yeah, God of War's like a Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it is it is a character action game.
Ooh. Nope.
Which is what Devil May Cry and Bayonetta is and
Platinum
stuff
for it.
is.
It's like
No, it's this thing that's
Yeah, it's messing it up. The Uzi again.
I mean, there is some.
Oh, right? And then that right up there? Oh, and then that, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's done.
I think you did it. As I don't see any extra threes. You did it.
In the corner.
You literally just did it. Good shit, JJ.
Yeah, we know
that was a weird one.
This one was not easy.
Yeah, this was weird.
Well, because you also had to figure out the correct bullet combination.
Yeah, I figured it out, like, it took me a while. I restarted, like,
because you got to remember, like, what does what.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember.
And I kind of, like, give credit to God of War because Ragnarok just seems like God of War just more nuts.
Yeah.
Like, there's just Marvel vs. Capcom to the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah. And I'm like, great, that's what we want. We do not need to reinvent the wheel again.
This is kind of why I thought it was a DLC. Because I kind of
it's an actual sequel.
Yeah,
it's an actual sequel. It isn't reinventing the wheel again. You don't need to. We had how many God of War games did we have where the combat was like the same?
You have to heal first.
Spoiler alert! I guess it's supposed to be a 3-part series.
What?
We don't know.
No, this is the last one.
Really?
Of the Norse.
Really? Okay, I thought they said it was going to be a 3-part.
Nope. He said this is ending, and they said they're just doing it. I talked about this on my podcast too when Corey said that this was going to be the end of the Norse line for God of War, and I said it's probably because of how long games take to make.
Yeah.
Like these guys probably want to do this before they retire.